Just, Tashina will signal you if you're needed.
Okay, so we are live in our JW Oiler team page. And as we promised, we're all in my hotel room from the Marriott City Creek. So we're going to all say hi, who we are, where we're from. And then we're going to chat a little bit about how I started with Young Living and then answer a few questions for you guys. So Claudia, you want to go first?
I wasn't expecting to go first. I started Young Living a few years ago, actually over 4 years ago. I had a sciatic problem and I was in love with the oils, Panaway and Aroma Seas. A sister helped me with some incredible, I have to be compliant.
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta be compliant.
That's right. So with some support my back, support my hips. So a sister came to my rescue and the oils for me were miraculous. But she never talked to me about the kit. She never talked to me about the business. So I just ordered those 2 oils. And when they ran out, another friend said, hey, this is a cheaper way to get the oil. So that was my start to the kit. It was not my start for business. That wasn't my personal aim. So.
Okay, and where are you from?
Oh, okay. I am from Dade City, Florida. And that's my husband in the back making funny faces. And this is my first time meeting Tashina, so it's really emotional.
Yeah, we have.
Marlis and I sat across each other, the bus. We have jw.org. Didn't know we were sisters, so there we are.
Okay. So Marlis, where are you from? And a little bit about your Young Living story.
Well, I'm from Powers Lake, North Dakota.
Wow.
And I started about 4 years ago, too. I started in December of 2014. And it was about 3 years prior to that, a real close family member of mine got sick. And we ended up, it is going to be compliant.
Yeah.
Well, through her illness, I was doing a lot of research because there wasn't anything that was helping her out get better. And she ended up having to be on 24-hour care. And so during that time period when she wasn't able to sleep and things like that, I was doing lots and lots of research. So I kept coming up with essential oils. And so then I went in search of them, looking for them. I didn't know where to start. So I went to the pharmacy and asked them if they knew anything about essential oils. And lo and behold, my upline had an essential oils display in the back of the pharmacy. Wow. And so I contacted my upline via that because I didn't know didn't know how to use them or where to use them or why to use them. But with the display, she had the essential oils reference guide. And so that was where I wanted to start because I didn't know how to use them or I didn't want to purchase anything I didn't know how to use. So that got me started using the oils. I'd like to say that those oils helped my mother-in-law get better, but she was well on her way to getting better by that time. But by that time, I'd already learned a lot about health and wellness and abundance. And so I just continued to learn about how to, lessen our toxic load on our family. And that's my story.
Awesome.
And then what personality colors are you guys?
Something I really don't go by that. I read it. I think I'm red, blue, green. And then a worldly person says, and you have some yellow. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, you care about people. So I thought, yeah, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Absolutely. But,
that doesn't really have anything to do with it. Okay, but you're red. You said red, blue, green?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But.
Well, I'm prominently yellow. Which, we can't be caring about people without being yellow. So I'm prominently
everyone
yellow.
Cares about people. You can learn to care about people.
Wasn't the red OCD?
Red is more like a competitive. They're competitive.
No, not necessarily.
Competitive, Tashina? No, just kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Actually, it's one of my strengths because competitiveness is seeking excellence and being competitive against yourself.
Right, it is. Yeah.
It is.
Well, that was red too. So.
Yeah. Yep. So, so I am Tashina Gonzalez. I'm from Metro Detroit. I got started around February of 2015. So we all got started around the same time. And I just was trying to Google my way to good health through several things. And essential oils was not going to be part of the plan because I got some from Amazon that didn't work. So obviously essential oils didn't work. And a bunch of my mutual friends that were on Facebook from my old circuit when I was in English were all raving about oils. I'm diffusing such and such, and it smells amazing. And I was like, whatever, you trying to sell me something? And so I went to I marked maybe to an online class because that's what I do because I'm a nice person. But I don't really intend to go to any of those classes, and I'm usually not interested. And then I was going through a lot of stuff, and I needed to reach out to people and friend people. And so I was making it a goal to just attend and get out of my house from what I was going through at the time. And so one of those things, a really good friend had an oil party. I decided I was going to go, obviously to not buy oils because oils don't work at all, but to just associate. And I had Panaway put on my body. My life was changed. And I was like, these are different. Everyone needs to know I booked my home party before I bought my kit because it was in between payday and I couldn't afford my kit. And just kept sharing straight through.
That's awesome. So is this your first time at Silver?
Silver Retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has been amazing. Just
Yeah.
so you guys know.
So tell them what's the best part.
Yes.
What's been the best part?
Go ahead.
Just meeting all you guys. I mean, it's just amazing to see how many people, even at convention, we're walking across that stage. If you think that you cannot build a business with Young Living, then that's crazy because we just saw 2,500 people here at Silver Retreat. We're all silvers. I mean, it's just amazing.
It's amazing how generous the company is. So my husband in the business world has gone to a lot of conferences, a lot of business trips, and he has been.
Well, yeah. What's interesting, I think, about Young Living more than anything else is like Claudia said, I have been to a lot of different conferences. I've been to a lot of different business trips, and no one does things like Young Living. I mean, they put us in the nicest motel rooms. Everything they do is absolutely first class. They're constantly giving us oils. Got another oil given to us today.
Did you come home to this?
I did.
So we came home to our hotel, right? And it's clean. And I was like, yay. And then I see more oils. So, I mean,
Yeah,
this
it's amazing.
is it. And they send you cards. So because Mark is with me, whatever I get, he gets. So we have so many oils to bring home. I think, woo, TSA is going to attack me.
And that was the other thing. We got a backpack that was loaded full of oils.
Yeah.
So, and t-shirts. We had 2 different t-shirts.
Oh yeah, the
Look
t-shirts.
at your
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love this. This is so comfy. It's so
It
comfy.
was.
And when we eat, it's on real china, it's on real silverware. How many
Yeah.
times have you gone to some kind of conference and it's plasticware?
Or it's barbecue and macaroni. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Everything
we
they
ate
do.
food. I'm like, I don't think I can pronounce.
It's
Right.
first class, first
It
rate.
is.
Right.
It
It's
is.
well worth your time to get here and to work hard to get here.
Right.
So all 3 of us, just so you know, it's free. We not a penny out of our pocket. That is the only person that had to pay, because
I'm the drag along.
yeah.
Alrighty, so let's get into some of the questions we talked about. So how, obviously our main focus is keeping the kingdom first. So how do you guys stay balanced?
I heard something yesterday, and of course I learned even more from our conventions, but yesterday in one of the business meetings, it was interesting. The gentleman said something. He said, make an end goal. I've never heard that in the world, because the world is never satisfied. When he said make an end goal, he says, like, if silver is enough for you, then good for you. And I was like, I just wanted to freeze that moment. So for you personally, of course, kingdom interest always first. But like, the reason I do this as a business is because it's the most amount of money in the least amount of time.
And I'm finding the same thing. I'm juggling between working on a ranch. My husband owns a ranch. I homeschool my boys, and
How many boys do you have?
I have 3. Well, I have 7 total, but 3 3 are at home.
Nope.
I adopted 4 in 2008, and so 2 of them just graduated in May. So it is a kind of rough struggling, but I try to put the big rocks first. Jehovah's first. I try to do that first. And when we do homeschooling now, we do our Bible studies first in the morning. And that just kind of gets us going for the day. And that just helps us to prepare for the rest of the week. It's not easy and it's not perfect, but we try.
Yep. So for me, I mean, it's like anything else I do. Because I regular pioneer and I have a secular job, I just treat it the exact same way. People invite me to lunch all the time at work. I go out of town for work. So I just focus myself in the beginning of the day and do as much as I can for Jehovah. I wake up, I do my daily text, I listen to the original songs, all while I'm doing my exercise and everything and on the way to work. So Jehovah is the first thing on my mind when I go wherever I'm going, if it's a business thing or if it's a GM thing, regardless. And regular pioneering is my job. That is the center. Everything else is scheduled around that, including my secular job. So just always putting that in the center and starting your day with that and ending your day with your Bible reading, that's what helps me stay focused.
And see, that's the thing is all these girls are working hard and they've got schedules, and that's what you've got to do. You put your theocratic things first, then you've got your job, and then you need to actually schedule time to do the Young Living. So if you schedule your time for doing Young Living, just like you schedule your time for your meetings and for your field service, you can actually make this work well. But you got to schedule.
So the next question I posted is, who should go to Young Living Convention? Because there's been a couple times where people have actually direct messaged me and asked me questions. And then a lot of their questions they've said, I've been like, man, you really need to go to Young Living Convention because like there's so much education and you would feel so much more. So who do you guys think should go to the Young Living Convention?
Everyone.
I haven't gone. It hasn't personally fit in our budget. My husband and I are in the full-time service at this time. So my education comes from personal research, from posts that friends share. But, you know, I've learned from you. I've learned from the posts that the friends have posted. The education and the research for Jehovah's people, we're used to research.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to limit I don't know how to say it without, I have to limit because my goal has to be Jehovah, and sometimes in the company, right? My worldly upline is like, shoot for a diamond. You know, that's not what I'm personally shooting for.
Right.
So, you know, so I have to just watch because I get overly excited. My team already knows that. But I get overly excited, and it's very easy to look this way or to look that way. So to keep centered for me, this has been awesome. But nope, Mark and I have not been to convention.
So my answer to that would be everyone as well. I think that the education that comes from the Young Living Convention, and especially the fact now that we have such a tight-knit witness group that goes there, that we're able to go there, see each other, have dinner together, have the discussions, give each other the therapy that we need. That makes it even that much more important. But you can go and you do not have to take not one business class. It is literally like 6 months because there's people that don't have personalities to research outside of what the Bible has forced them to research, to be perfectly honest. And it would work better for their personalities if they sat in a class and had somebody tell them. And that's why they can constantly direct message people for answers because they're like, my upline is not feeding me what I need. Yeah. So go to convention and sit through all of the educational only classes because you do not have to go there and take one business class. So.
That's good to know.
All right. So one of the other ones was, how do your spouses support you? And how did you get them to support you? Like, how do you get your spouses on board?
So when I had my issues, my husband was not on board. He hated the smell of oils. He hated the diffuser. So there was a time he didn't have a job. We didn't have health insurance, and I said, "Listen, this fits our budget. This fits our budget, and you got to at least try it." So what I did, just to convince him, you know, it was a lot of massaging the shoulders, trying recipes for sleep, recipes for breathing, recipes for calm, and my husband was sleeping like a rock, and he started noticing it. But I'm going to tell you something. People in the blue collar field, which, you know, that's what my husband is. When somebody tells me I loathe essential oils or I hate it, a lot of times it's because you're toxic.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
he now loves the oils he used to hate. So, I mean, it's not, be respectful of people outside your family. But for me personally, my husband and my girls were my guinea pigs. So they hated it. They griped. Blah, blah, blah. And here they are. Well, there's my husband and my girls.
So, just to back Claudia, guys, listen to your wives.
Assembly part. That was a
Really,
good
listen
one.
to your wives because the oils will help you. And you may get a good shoulder rub out of it too.
And well, I guess my husband wasn't on board either.
He wasn't?
No, he wasn't. But
I've rarely heard of any that has been.
Like I said, I was taking care of his mom for about 4 years. I took care of her, and by the way, she's back home and doing everything normal. She was, she's even driving again. She was totally disabled for a while, but during that time period, I think my husband kind of started, growing a new awareness of my abilities to research, for one thing, because during the time I couldn't sleep because she was up, I was researching constantly, and it just kept leading me to the oils. And once I got them in my house, I mean, my kids were in and out of the doctor's offices constantly prior to me getting oils. And then for 4 years, we haven't had a doctor appointment.
Yeah.
Not one. I mean, the oils, I'm not against doctors. No, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right.
there is a place for them, but I try oils first.
Right.
And
that was a good one.
yeah, I try oils first, and if they don't work, well, you still have the option of going to the doctor. It's not that I'm against that.
Right.
But my husband, he doesn't like to go to the doctor, so that's kind of nice. But now he finds that if he rubs some breathe away on his chest at night, he sleeps much better.
Yeah.
So he's a firm believer in the breathing in.
Right. So we hear all the time, I'm not good at sales. So I know there's a lot of people, in particular in this group, that feel like, if I got the silver, that could support my pioneering, or I really want to do this. Like, what is your response to those individuals?
Do you know something? I don't feel like a salesperson, and I don't think you do either.
Nope.
We're used to sharing to help people. We're used to reaching out to soothe, to calm. It hurts our heart if somebody isn't doing good physically.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned into a business because I always carried the oils with me. Now, at first, I think I was inappropriate because I sprinkled too many people. Now I didn't ask questions. I didn't. And
Oh yeah, you are red.
Yeah.
You are red.
All right.
You're definitely red.
So, but the society printed a lot of information that was very helpful about the freedom of choice and, letting people decide. And so I ask questions now. And the other thing too that helps, I think, where we're at is people notice how we are doing.
Yeah.
They notice how we look. We look
Yep.
different.
Yep.
We're not young chickens anymore. And the oils have made people are like, well, how come you didn't catch this? Or how come, how did you lose weight?
Yep.
They asked that for my husband, and my answer is always, this is what we're using. Of course we believe we need absolutely Jehovah's Kingdom, number
Right.
one, but my goodness, is it awesome to know something that works at this time.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
No,
Do you feel like a salesperson?
I don't. I from the day
And you're
one,
yellow.
I'm from
yellow.
a day one, right? And yellows people like to help, and that's what I did before. It wasn't, if there was something that I could do to help people, that's exactly what I did. So this just kind of added to that. I mean, my goodness, I don't advocate giving all your oils away, but I did. I gave them all.
That's what yellows do. That's what yellows do.
I did. But
Red force people. You just give whole bottles away.
I was like, oh, you poor thing, try some of this, please. And so, I never really approached people towards the business side. It was more on a helpful side, and people were drawn to the honesty. Really, they were, because I would always say, I don't know if this is going to help you because I don't know what your chemistry is like.
Right.
But if it does, yay.
Oh, I love you. I love you.
Right.
And that's how
My first time meeting her, we were on the farm, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sat right. Yeah, okay. But anyway, so that's how I shared. And then from there, people started asking questions. And
Right.
it wasn't really me selling. I was just answering
Right.
questions, basically.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I've never had anybody come back to me and tell me that I've done something negative to them, that they felt that I've pushed something on them. And with you, like my family, they didn't have a choice because I'm red in there, so they didn't have a choice. But beyond that, I mean, I just share authentically everywhere I go. Because I am concentrating on building the business and replacing my daytime income. I do go to networking events and things like that in order to share consciously. But even when I go there, I share what people need.
Right.
If somebody has a spiritual or emotional problem, I will get their information and they'll get an article from me. If the person finds out I work for GM and they're in the automotive industry and they want my GM card, I'll hand them my GM card. If they want something from health and wellness, then we'll sit down and we'll talk about the oil. So I think if you stop thinking about what could happen and take the focus off of yourself and your feelings and think, how can I help this person? How can I bless this person? It will come a little bit more easier and natural.
We went to a business meeting yesterday, and the man mentioned, he said, when you present oils to someone, talk to them and say, look, this is something that I found. This is something that works for me. If it doesn't work for you, no pressure, no big deal. And then that way you take the pressure off of them.
That was really nice.
You're not a salesperson.
Right.
And you say, hey, maybe this isn't a good fit for you right now. And just take the pressure off. We don't have to be heavy sales.
Right.
Once you start using the oils, you're sold.
Alrighty. So that's all I had. And some of us are in different time zones and we're all starving right now. So I'm going to end this here because I don't want it to be super long, and I know it's late for some of the people where you guys are, but if you have any other questions, please go ahead and drop that in there. And any of us that are in the group will continue to answer the questions, but just thought this would be helpful for all our
Did you guys
brothers.
get a lot of questions there?
I think that they're actually just posting and saying hi and stuff and saying.
Okay, I'm not used to live. I'm like, hi.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna close it out. We appreciate everybody that joined us. We love you guys. We want to see you here next.
Oh, it's so
Year.
nice to be pampered.
Oh,
It's
yes.
so nice to be pampered.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a vacation paid for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
Yeah. So ask some more questions and we'll get back to you guys tomorrow after we get some food in us.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.